Detective Rowan Hale didn't believe in instincts. He believed in patterns, paperwork, and the way people eventually contradicted themselves. Instincts were just stories cops told after the fact. Still, he couldn't explain why he stayed late that night, long after the precinct had emptied. He told himself it was the Hollis file, unfinished business, professional pride. That explanation fit neatly enough to accept. The building had settled into its after-hours rhythm. Fluorescent lights buzzed in distant corridors. Pipes ticked as they cooled. Somewhere above him, a phone rang once and stopped. Rowan sat at his desk, the thin case file open in front of him. Hollis, Michael, 2008. 2 victims, husband and wife, stabbed in their kitchen. No forced entry, no robbery. Hollis, a casual acquaintance, arrested the next morning, confessed within 6 hours. Case closed in 3 weeks. On paper, it was efficient police work. Rowan hated efficient police work. He flipped through the file again. Still no crime scene photos, no autopsy reports, just summaries. Witness statements reduced to a few clipped paragraphs, all unsigned. The confession transcript bothered him most. Hollis admitted to everything, but the language didn't match. Too formal, too clean. People didn't talk like that under pressure. Not drunk, not scared, not guilty. Rowan checked the signature at the bottom. It didn't look forged, just careful. He pushed back from the desk and stood, stretching the stiffness from his shoulders. The precinct hallway was dim, most of the lights turned off to save power. At the far end sat the evidence room door, its red indicator light glowing steadily. Rowan hesitated, then grabbed his jacket and headed down the corridor. The evidence room smelled like dust and metal. Rows of shelves disappeared into shadow, boxes stacked and labeled in neat, bureaucratic order, lives reduced to cardboard and tags. He signed the logbook. The entry above his name made him pause. Hale, R. 11:47 p.m. That wasn't possible. He'd only just come down. Rowan frowned, then checked the clock on the wall. 12:02 a.m. He told himself it was a clerical error. Someone mistyped a badge number. Someone else's problem. Shelf 7 held the Hollis evidence. The box slid out easier than expected. Lighter, too. Inside were the usual items: a kitchen knife in an evidence bag, a wallet, a phone, clothing. Rowan studied the knife first. It didn't match the description in the report. The blade was longer, the handle newer. The tag read Item 3A, but the ink was darker, fresher. He turned it over and felt his stomach tighten. The handwriting was his. Rowan set the knife down carefully and backed away from the shelf. His heart had started to beat harder, louder than the hum of the lights. He checked the logbook again. There were more entries now. His badge number appeared repeatedly over the past 3 years. Late nights, short visits, always the same case number. Rowan had no memory of any of it. A sound came from deeper in the room. Paper shifting. Rowan's hand moved to his gun without him thinking about it. He followed the noise between the shelves, each step measured, deliberate. Another box sat open on the floor. Then another. Each one bore a familiar label. Different case numbers, different years, all signed off by him. Rowan knelt beside the nearest box and pulled out a folder. The victim's name meant nothing to him. The crime scene description did. Same structure, same omissions, same clean, careful language. He opened the next box, and the next. A pattern emerged, ugly and undeniable. Every case involved a confession obtained within hours. Every case lacked photographs. Every suspect had either died in custody or disappeared after release. Rowan stood slowly, the room feeling smaller now, closer. His phone vibrated in his pocket. Unknown caller. He answered without speaking. "You're late," said a voice. It was his voice. Older, rougher. Rowan closed his eyes. "Who is this?" "You know who this is. You just don't remember yet." Rowan scanned the shelves. "I didn't do this." A pause, then a quiet laugh. "You didn't want to. That's true." The line went dead. Rowan returned to his desk in a daze, the Hollis file under his arm. The note he'd found earlier, "Check the storage logs," sat where he'd left it. He pulled the digital logs on his computer. The footage from Evidence Room B went back 20 years. Most of it was dull. Officers in and out, boxes moved, nothing worth watching. Then he found the gaps. Entire nights with no footage at all. Always logged as system maintenance. Always coinciding with his name in the logbook. Rowan queued up the earliest intact clip after one of those gaps. The timestamp flickered, then stabilized. There he was. Younger, thinner, same tired posture. He watched himself unlock the evidence room, drag a sealed box inside, and close the door behind him. The video cut to static. Rowan sat back, breathing shallowly. He remembered now, not clearly, but enough. Internal affairs had once come to him quietly. A handful of cases that didn't sit right. Confessions that unraveled under scrutiny, witnesses who changed their stories. The department wanted it buried. Too many careers at stake. Rowan had been offered a choice. Fix the paperwork, or let worse men handle it. He'd chosen the middle path. Altered evidence, redirected blame, made sure the people he knew were guilty stayed guilty on record. He'd told himself it was justice. The ledger had grown over time. Rowan shut down the computer and gathered the files from the evidence room. One by one, he stacked them neatly on his desk. At the bottom of the last folder was a blank page. Rowan picked up his pen. Outside, the building creaked softly, settling around him. When he finished writing, the page slid itself into the folder right where it belonged. Rowan closed the file, turned off the desk lamp, and walked out of the precinct. The red indicator light on Evidence Room B flickered once, then steadied. Inside, the shelves stood quiet again, balanced, filed.